All right, so it's 4 o'clock, and I believe we are good to start with. Kindly acknowledge, am I audible? All right, so we are good to start with. Welcome for this info session for the course for the program M.Sc in Applied Finance. All right, so I can see 9 of the participants join in. Can you quickly put across yes in the chat box to understand that you are with me here? All right, thank you, Dipali. So we are good to start with. Thank you for your responses. So, M.Sc in Applied Finance paved the way for a thriving career in finance. Why to pursue a master's degree and that too in applied finance? So here are the reasons for pursuing the master's degree in applied finance with Nmims and GSC. Your skills and industry knowledge will be in high demand, right? You are looking for a prosperous career opportunities, and if you're looking for a competitive advantage or an edge over other potential candidates, yes, master's degree in applied finance is of great relevance. Now, coming back, why Nmims? So as you all are aware of that, Nmims Global School for Continuing Education is among the India's top institutions in the executive, online, and distance space. So when we look ahead towards the number in relation to the active students, the alumni and the locations, that is the different locations from where the student belongs to, I think you will fairly get an idea about why you should choose Nmims to pursue the master's degree in applied finance. Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Purva Shah, faculty of finance, associated with Nmims and GSC. So let's get started. Okay, now here we go. What are the advantages in relation to choosing the program from Nmims, and more specifically, choosing the program from Nmims and GSC. So yes, Nmims University is accredited by NAC with grade A+. It has global affiliations. When we talk about NGSC, yes, we have the model library with over 50,000 volumes. Plus, we do have subscription of international and national journals, right? At the same point of time, we do have the regional centers across India. right? And the state-of-art computer lab is an added advantage, right? Now let's get into Nmims global features. So we do offer our learners with continuous engagement so that learning becomes a continuous process and the learners evolves over a period of time. We do offer our learners the support in the manner of having post your query a specific domain in the student zone, wherein the student can put across their queries. Further, there is discussion forum wherein the students can have certain discussions beyond the classroom with the folk and with the faculty as well on certain topics, certain areas which are relevant, which are the, I can say, the contemporary topics or which are in the news in the financial market these days. Okay, so definitely Nmims global features provides you, allows you to compete and to provide an edge to all of you when you're looking for upgradation or professional opportunities or upliftment in them in your career, right? Apart from that, the study learning material provided is provided for each course, right, in the hard copy format, right? So that's how we are taking care of various elements here for making the learning journey of the students interesting. We do offer all our content in a well planned manner. So there is a session plan for each course, which is the part of each program thereunder. Then the content is not only the one which is provided in the form of study material, but is also in the form of certain curated content that is like, say, numerical sheets, could be in the form of handwritten notes, could be in the form of case studies, and so on, right? And in addition to that, there are recordings available for each and every course which is delivered in an online mode. So the student can get into the recordings at their convenience, right? So I hope that makes sense for all of you. If yes, please acknowledge in the chat box, yes. Okay, so let's move ahead. Now, let's talk about why, again, right? Why to pursue the M.Sc program in applied finance? Because it aims at providing the updated and relevant knowledge in relation to the real world situation, right? And when I talk about the updated knowledge in relation to the real world situation, the content is contemporary in nature, mapped with the CFA level 1 and level 2 course, right? So definitely the student can get an in-depth understanding of the various topics which are actually taught under CFA course. Further, the aim of the program is to provide the student with learnings on an ongoing basis so that the student can learn, can evolve, and can have the work-life balance, right? And apart from that, yes, we have the best of the faculty and academician to teach and to deliver the courses in relation to this specific program. Now, moving further, what are the learning goals? Why should one need to get into the M.Sc program? Let's look into this. So, the basic intent of designing this particular program is to help the individuals to solve the problems in relation to investment management, right? It aims to provide them the key domain knowledge of investment management so that they can play around risk and returns and can execute effectively the investment management related decisions. Further, this could be an added advantage for you that if you're pursuing the CFA program, you could also get into this program, M.Sc Applied Finance, and get your master's done, right? So that's the learning goal in relation to this particular program. Yeah, I hope that's clear to all. Okay, now let's try to get into the next important element, and that is in relation to the program, details in relation to the program, that is how the program is designed, what is being covered thereunder. Okay, so the program, as it's a MSc program, it is divided into 4 semesters. When I say 4 semester, it means each semester there are going to be certain courses, and it is spread across, like here the 24-month, right? So let's look into this. So semester 1, 5 core modules, semester 2, 5 core modules, and followed by semester 3 and 4, 5 core modules, right? So in semester 1 and semester 2, the participant is going to learn about the basics of financial management and investment management. So majority of you, okay, by the way, may I know in the chat box which industry you are working in? Currently, which industry you're working in and what you look ahead here? Is this something relevant for you? Is it sounding interesting? Yeah? Okay, so yes. So here, we are going to talk about what is there in the core modules. So the basics of financial management is covered under semester 1. Basics of investment management is covered under semester 2, and the advanced topics which you discussed, the basic topics which you learn under sem 1 and sem 2 will be taught as an advanced topics in sem 3 and sem 4. Yeah, is this clear to all? Okay, so this is how the structure is there at place for the specific program. So a thorough understanding and in-depth knowledge in relation to financial management and investment management is well taken care of here. Now, apart from that, there is a continuous learning and assessment process. So what's that continuous learning and assessment? Continuous learning and assessment is about allowing the students, to continuously learn, right? Apply that knowledge and then test their skills. So when I talk about continuous learning and assessment, there are certain assignments designed in such a manner which will actually require the student to apply their skills and knowledge gained during the sessions from the study material so as to solve real life situations and problems. And apart from that, once you're done with the internal assignments or assessments, there is term and examination, which is called as TEE, right? So 30 marks practical assignments and 70 marks at the end of each semester. For each course, there would be an exam, which is called as term and exam. Right. So this is how for the 5 modules, there would be 100 marks each for the 5 modules. And specifically in one course, there would be 30 marks allocated for the assignments and 70 marks will be allocated for the term and examination. So this is how things will flow across all the courses across the semester, right? Further, when we talk about the program validity, the program validity is 4 years. Now, let's look into the program structure. So as I mentioned that there are 4 semesters, each semester has 5 modules, 5 courses. So here we go with the structure of each semester. You can see like in semester 1, as I mentioned that we are going to talk about the basics of financial management. So what has financial management altogether? So say, for example, when I say financial management, corporate finance, right? So corporate finance can't be studied in isolation. We need to understand that what other domains are relevant in relation to the corporate finance as well. So the basics of financial management is covered in the semester 1. So here we go with corporate finance, business economics, quantitative methods, concepts and application, financial reporting and analysis, ethical and professional standards, and so on. Okay, so this is the content in relation to semester 1. Okay. Now let's move to semester 2. In semester 2, we are going to talk about investment management. So when it comes to investment, portfolio is the first word which comes to our mind, right, friends? So here we will talk about portfolio management part 1, equity analysis and evaluation, derivatives and its applications, alternative investments, and so on. Okay, so Sem 1 and Sem 2. Sem 1 covers the basics of investment, financial management. Sem 2 covers the basics of investment management. Okay, I'll pause here for a minute. And in case you have any doubt till now, put across in the chat box right away. Let's move ahead. Okay. Sem 3 and Sem 4. So you can see the courses which are mentioned in Sem 3 and the courses which are mentioned in Sem 1, right? So can you see that Sem 3 is something like an advanced version of the courses which we discussed in semester 1 of first semester? Yes, rightly identified. So Sem 3, we are going to talk about the advanced topics. Oh, is it? I'll just check. Wait. So Shubhanshi, you raised your hand. Okay. So you can put across your thought in the Q&A box. I'll just check the setting here. Don't worry. Allow me a moment. Yeah. Now please check the chat box, students. Yes, Jyoti. Thank you for responding in the chat box. All right. So do you have any question here, Jyoti? All right. Thank you. So let's move ahead. Semester 3. All the courses which you covered, which you discussed, which you learned in semester 1 will be discussed at advanced level, right? In semester 3, followed by in semester 4, all the courses which has been taught at the basic level will be discussed, will be covered at the advanced level in the Sem 4, right? Further, all these courses will be delivered in the live mode. So there would be online session. However, those who are not from the non-finance background or do have some difficulty in relation to financial accounting or corporate finance can refer the async content which would be available in the student portal for the respective course being the financial accounting and the corporate finance. So 14 hours video lectures, presentations are already uploaded wherein you can visit and get yourself well equipped with these two specific technical courses, right? So I believe this will really help to all of you who are looking ahead. Now, Aslam has the question here that how is the curriculum updated? So yes, our team definitely works in relation to updation of the curriculum. Every year, when we look into the content, right? As I mentioned, it is mapped with the CFA curriculum, right? So whenever there are changes, right, in the curriculum, the same is actually shared with us by our content team, right, by our publisher team. And definitely, according to such changes, updation in the curriculum, in the session plans are made, in the teaching slides are made. And that's how we believe in delivering the updated content to our students. So I believe this answers your question here. Okay, now let's look into the program outcomes. So, finding the solutions to the unstructured problems, right? Applying the learned knowledge in the various domains. Maybe it's equity evaluation, derivatives, alternative investment, and so on. So, applying the learned knowledge in various domains in investment management, right? This is what we expect out of this particular program. Procure the acquisition and investment skills in relation to finance of any corporation. Yes, and at the same point of time to understand like how the FRA, that is financial reporting and analysis, is done. That is, it starts from preparing the financial statement, balance sheet, cash flow reports, budgets, and so on. So you're going to get a lot to learn in relation to all the key areas which I mentioned in semester 1 and 2, right? So this is how we are going to look ahead towards the program outcome. So yes, since the content is mapped with the CFA curriculum, I believe that all the contemporary heads, all the relevant and technical heads here are being discussed with the students in the online study sessions, and at the same point of time it's available in the hard copy, so the student can refer the hard copy as well and move ahead towards this specific program through his instinct to get into the online sessions, to get into the study material, and so on, right? Now let's look into the eligibility criteria for the specific program, right? So the eligibility criteria decided for this program is bachelor's degree, 10 plus 2 plus 3 in any discipline from any recognized university or an equivalent degree, right, which is being recognized by AIU with minimum 50% marks at the graduation level, right? And next is having a bachelor's degree, 10 plus 2 plus 3 in any discipline from the recognized university. But in case you have less than 50% marks at the graduation level and minimum 2 years of work experience, right? So in case you have less than 50% marks in your bachelor's, then you should have at least 2 years of work experience to get entry in this program. Okay, so that's about the eligibility criteria. Now, who should enroll for this program? So as I mentioned that all the contemporary topics, relevant topics, and industry-oriented topics like the key components of investment management and financial management are being covered here. So one who is looking ahead to master the analytical skills in relation to equity, in relation to derivatives, in relation to the fixed income or alternative investments should get into this specific program, right? Further, graduates who want to master the global investment management skills should get into this program, right? Now, let's look into the career option. Okay, so here we go. The program is exclusively curated to prepare you for a variety of career options in the domain of BFSI industry. So basically, you can get into the career or the profession of being a relationship manager or a research analyst, a consultant for investment management, or a corporate financial analyst. You can get into the career of financial advisor or a portfolio manager, and so on. So yes, this is a limited list, but yes, the career options do lie beyond that, right, in relation to the specific program. Now let's look into the next one. So yes, industry recognition. So definitely these are the various industries in which the students who pass out this program basically get placed at. So there is no such placement support here, but yes, this is I can mention here with regard to industry recognition that the degree is being recognized by these industries at large. Okay. Now let's look into the alumni support at Nmims Global. Definitely, when we look to the alumni numbers, we have 27,000 plus alumni, and they are actually working in 8,000 plus companies as on date, which are basically spread over 650 cities and so on, right? So definitely the alumni portal allows the graduates to connect with the peers across the industry, across the domains and so on, right? So let's get into the next one. So these are the testimonies just exactly from the various alumni in relation to this particular program, in relation to doing the program with Nmims Global and so on. Okay, cool. Now let's look into the program fee structure. So the application fee for the program is 1,200 rupees. If one pay the program fee in lump sum, it is 1,80,000 rupees. But if one want to get into annual payment of the fee, then one needs to pay 99,000 rupees on an annual basis for the first year and 99,000 rupees for the second year. Further, the exam fee is rupees 600 per subject per attempt. Okay, so if there are 5 courses in first semester, for each course you need to pay 600 rupees for the attempt which you're going to give for a specific course. Exactly. So further, there is an option available that you can finance option. Yes, they are available. So initial amount of rupees 5,000 from the program fee will be collected at the time of registration. So this is mandatory, right? So Abhi's asked that what is the validity of the program? The validity of the program, as I mentioned earlier, is 4 years. Now let's get into the next part. Yes, so we do offer finance option, right, for getting into the specific course, and the students can avail the EMI facility in relation to the specific program. Further, via credit EMI is available via credit cards of the following banks, as I mentioned here on the particular PPT. Okay. Yeah, so this is the program fee structure, and this is the mode of payment with regard to the program fee here. Now let's talk about the admission process. So admission process, these are the predefined steps or protocols which anyone who want to get admission into this program needs to follow. So you need to fill in the application form, that is the registration form, which is available at MSc website. Once the form is submitted, then you will be given a registration number and pay the registration fee or the program fee that is being mentioned there. Share your documents. So all the mandatory documents which the AP mentions to you needs to be submitted. And these documents would be further checked, verified, stamped, scanned, and so on. Further, when the documents are submitted, application has been filed, you need to make the payments as per the facility available. It could be through a digital mode or it could be through a demand draft. So that needs to be done within time. And once all this thing is done, then the admission will be confirmed subject to the verification of the documents which you submitted. And accordingly, once the confirmation for the same is done, definitely the team will be issuing you the registration number, right, which will be used for all the references. Okay, so these are the tentative faculties for the course, tentative faculty for the program. And yes, the faculties, their availability is totally dependent on their schedule part. So yes, these faculties may or may not change as the case may be. All right. So these are the faculty for the program delivering the various courses which are there. Okay. So yes, I'm done with the presentation, and I would like to know, in case you have any doubt on whatever we discussed here or whatever I shared with you in relation to the info session for the course, for the program, M.Sc in Applied Finance. So you can note this email ID, and you can also visit us at the details, using the details, or https:/online.nmims.edu, so as to get an more idea about this specific program and our related offerings, right? Okay, so any other question? Okay, so Jyoti, you ask your question like, okay, if a student has done a 3 years diploma program with 50% marks, will he be eligible for the same? See, the qualification which is mentioned here in the previous PPT is with regard to having a BCom, right? So I mean to say a bachelor's degree, right? So yes, that is the criteria, and I think yes, when I say bachelor's degree, it doesn't includes a diploma, right? But still, you can put across your thoughts, to the AP, so that they will give you more clarity on that and what could be any other scenarios wherein this can be considered. This will be like, I think they are the best to help you out in this. So please escalate the same to them. So Hitesh has a question that with regard to the classes, there is weekend batch or weekday batch. So with regard to classes for the course M.Sc Applied Finance, there is weekday batch 7 to 9, right? So all the courses will be delivered during weekdays 7 to 9 evening timing, right? So at a stretch 15 days, or I think 10 to 15 days, how the sessions are delivered. Okay, any other doubt, any other question? Okay, so Aslam asked that why not to do CFA, right? Valid question, Aslam. So the first thing is, this is a M.Sc program. It's a post-graduation program, right? So in order to clear the CFA, you need to clear the specific criteria as mentioned by the CFA program itself. The CFA, yes, exactly. So institute, yeah. However, this is not driven by the CFA institute. So it's a post-qualification course, right? Post-qualification program itself. And that's why it's different as compared to the CFA. Further, the assessment is totally different. The content delivery is, yes, as per the CFA. The knowledge is as per the CFA level programs. But what level of knowledge, you need to apply in the I can see the TM and examination would be a little simple than as compared to the CFA level. Aslam. So I hope you got your answer here. So Abiz has the question here that I'm already pursuing PGD FM from Nmims Global so that I can start my career in finance. That's wonderful, Abiz. Will doing applied finance now be beneficial? So see, when you look to the content which is being delivered here, if you could get the opportunity, I think you joined a little late. Yeah, so if you could connect on the previous slides, then definitely you will observe that the content which is delivered here is something very unique, I can say. So I think here, if you're looking ahead to get into investment management and more of the wealth management part in relation to the what is actually going on in the industry when it comes to like equity analysis, evaluation, alternative investment, hedging, then this is the right choice. Okay. So Pranav asked the question here, what's the difference? What's the difference between MBA Finance and MSc Finance? Good, Abhis. So I'm glad that I could answer your question here. So yes, Pranav, going back to your question that what is the difference between MBA Finance and MSc Applied Finance? So Pranav, I would like to understand which MBA Finance you're talking about. The one is the working executive 18 months or the one which is like MBA Distance Finance or so. So it would be great if you could clarify that particular part. So when you say full-time MBA Finance, first important difference is like when we say full-time MBA finance, you have to be on campus, right? However, with regard to this, you need not to be at campus, right? So this is the one which you can, attend at your ease, at your convenience, and so on. Further, when it comes to like the course, the program content for the MSc Applied Finance, that this is very much technical because it is aligned with CFA curriculum, right? So when we say that, it's like, getting in-depth understanding about certain technical concepts, terms, application, I think which are just touched upon in MBA Finance in full time. So yes, that's the understanding. That's my understanding with relation to this. That how the MBA Finance and full time and this MBA Applied Finance course will differ. But the content which is being covered here is more like just oriented toward wealth management and investment management only, right? So again, that's the catch for you. All right. So yes, there are certain details being shared here by NGSC faculty to everyone. I would request that in case you need some more details, then you can definitely click the link to get more holistic idea or understanding about something which you may find relevant. Okay. So any other question? So are we good to wind up the session now? All right. So I got heads up from Pranav Abis that we can conclude the session here. So I would like to conclude the session. But before that, I would like to thank all of you to join in for this informative session. And I'm looking ahead that you please make conscious choice by investing in yourself. That's all from my side. Thank you so much.